I am back talking some hockey here today, everyone, and I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite Nhl DFS plays for this Tuesday, October 24th slate. Like I always do, I'm going to kick it off with a couple of my favorite line stacks. We'll then dive into some of my favorite individual plays, and then wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And we got ourselves a massive slate here today, everyone. Gonna put all those games up on the screen here right now, but we got 13 games on the main slate. We got 3 games on the early slate before that. All 32 teams in the NHL playing a game here today. You can see the teams that are favored on the graphics. You can see the over-under. There's a lot to like about this slate in general, so let's dive into the picks that are sticking out to me. And we're gonna kick things off here with a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. The first being that first line for the Florida Panthers. We got Alexander Barkov centering Sam Reinhart and Evan Rodriguez. Great matchup at home here tonight against the San Jose Sharks, and ever since these 3 were put together 3 games ago, they've been lights out, combining for 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points in their last 3 games. And this matchup here against the Sharks, they should be able to continue that. A team that's allowed 3.80 goals per game to start the season, 6th most in the NHL, and their penalty kill has not been very good either, just hitting at a 74% rate. That's the 11th worst, and I love the correlation you're getting with these 3. Not only will they play big minutes together 5-on-5 tonight, but they all play on that number 1 power play too. And then a cheaper line stack that caught my attention here for tonight was that first line for the Los Angeles Kings. We got Anze Kopitar centering Adrian Kempe and Quinton Byfield. After rostering those 3 there, you can see the average remaining salary per player is $6,000. It allows you to spend up throughout the rest of your lineup. They got a good matchup at home here tonight against the Arizona Coyotes, and these 3 have been fine to start the season. 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points in 5 games, averaging just shy of 2 points per game, but I honestly expect some positive regression to come their way, as they've had an expected goals percentage of 61.5 and a Corsi percentage of 56%. So for the most part, they have the puck on their stick, they're carrying the pace of play, going in the offensive zone, and you're going to see Kopitar and Kempe play up on the number 1 power play. Byfield plays down on the 2nd, but they're going to play big minutes together 5-on-5, and I like that all 3 are still getting time on the power play in general. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. We're trying to get Sly Dog Sports here to 4,000 subs, and every like, comment, and sub from you guys truly does go a long way, so help us out if you can. Also want to mention I'm running a free Discord channel as well. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. We truly have a great group of people in there talking hockey, football, prize picks, and sports betting, so get in on that action if you haven't, and let's dive into these individual plays. And we're going to kick off those individual plays here with the forwards, and one guy I would be willing to spend up for here tonight is Jack Hughes and the New Jersey Devils. And honestly, everyone, we can stack up either one of those top 2 lines for the Devils tonight in this matchup on the road against the Montreal Canadiens. I think that's probably something we'll be able to say all year long, stacking up the top 2 lines for the New Jersey Devils. But Jack himself has been lights out to start the season. 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points in 4 games, averaging over 2 points per game. Been shooting the puck like a madman as well. 22 shots on net, where he's averaging 28 Draftkings points per game. He's catching this Montreal Canadiens team playing on back-to-back nights, and Montreal isn't a great defensive team to start with. We know Hughes plays on the first line and number 1 power play, and again, one of the high-priced guys I'm willing to spend up for here tonight. The next guy I got on my list here then is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators. He's priced at $7,100 on DraftKings here tonight in a matchup at home against the Vancouver Canucks. Through 5 games, he's put up 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points, but he's actually 7th in the NHL right now with 3.8 expected goals, so there's some positive regression definitely coming his way. He actually leads the entire NHL in shot attempts with 56, and he's 4th in the NHL with 29 shots on net, playing up on that first line and that number 1 power play himself. I then got Joel Eriksson Ek here of the Minnesota Wild, priced at $6,600 here tonight in a good matchup at home against the Edmonton Oilers, who will be without Connor McDavid. Eriksson Ek leads the Wild with 4 goals and 7 points through 5 games, and he's also 2nd on the team in shot attempts and shots on goal. He's also 15th in the NHL in expected goals at 3.2. He has been able to find the back of the net, but you like to see the chances there as well, and obviously him finishing on those chances. He should play around 18 to 20 minutes here tonight. He does play on the second line, but plays up on that number one power play. And Edmonton has not looked great defensively, and their goaltending has been very shaky to start the season as well. The next guy I got on my list here then is Bryan Rust to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who was promoted to their number one power play yesterday, so he stuck out to me at this price of $5,200 in a matchup at home here tonight against the Dallas Stars. Even though he hasn't been on that number one power play to start the season, he has already racked up 4 goals in 5 games. You know, he kind of had a down year last year with Pittsburgh. He's looked significantly better already this year. Small sample size for sure, but you can tell when a player is playing with confidence, and Bryan Rust certainly is right now. On top of playing up on the number one power play, he's also going to play up on that first line with Crosby and Gensel. You know, there's going to be opportunity playing with those two guys night in and night out. He's third on the team in expected goals, shot attempts, and shots on goal, but again, finding the back of the net early on in the season at this price, he definitely stuck out to me. And then getting into the 4K range here for forwards, Andrew Kopp of the Detroit Red Wings stuck out to me at $4,500. Another guy who did not have a great year last year with Detroit, but has really played with some confidence to start this season. He's racked up 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points in 6 games, and actually has 4.1 expected goals. Not only does that lead this Red Wings team, but that's the 5th best in the NHL to start the season, and he's had at least 3 shots on goal in every game too, so the opportunities are coming night in and night out. He does play down on the second line in number 2 power play, but considering the price and the way he's played to start the season, I like going back to him. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and with 13 games here tonight, 26 different teams to choose from, there's some nice spend-up options at the defenseman position. I'll probably mix in a Roman Josi as well when I'm doing those Philip Forsberg lineups, stacking up their number 1 power play a little bit. But another guy that I would be willing to spend up for here tonight is Evan Bouchard of the Edmonton Oilers. And look, I am primarily targeting him on that Oilers number 1 power play, and missing McDavid is certainly going to hurt them, but there's still a lot of talent there. Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, those guys should be just fine. He's priced here at $6,200 in a matchup on the road against Minnesota, and you're talking about an offensively gifted defenseman who's already got 5 points in 5 games. Plus, I like the way he's been shooting the puck as well. 5 shots on net in 3 of 5 games, getting you that 3-point DraftKings bonus. Maybe even shoot the puck a little bit more here with McDavid out, a guy who plays around 20 minutes per night, and again, thrives on that Oilers power play. You can certainly play him as a one-off or stack him up with that Oilers number 1 power play, and you're primarily targeting Draisaitl, Hyman, and Nugent-Hopkins there. But as per usual when it comes to the defensemen, I always think there's some value that flies under the radar, and I wanted to highlight that here today. We know Cale Makar, Roman Josi, Dougie Hamilton have tremendous upside at the defenseman position. We can really spend up for those guys on any given night, but someone here that's flying under the radar in my opinion is Noah Dobson of the New York Islanders, priced at $5,300, and don't get me wrong, this is certainly a tough matchup against the Colorado Avalanche, but you're talking another offensive defenseman here who's got 3 points in 4 games, and I love the way he's been racking up DraftKings points outside of getting on the score sheet. In those 4 games, he's got 13 shots on net, 14 block shots, while playing around 24 minutes per game. Really like the ice time he's getting. He plays up on the number 1 power play, and you can see the DraftKings points he's racked up here in his last 3 games, 15.6, 22.9, and 23.7. Not bad at all for a guy priced here in the low 5K range. I then got Jacob Slavin here of the Carolina Hurricanes, priced at $4,100 here tonight in a matchup on the road against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are still missing their starting goaltender in Andrei Vasilevskiy, one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. That's really shown with how many goals that Lightning team has given up to start this season. And speaking of goals and points in general, I don't know where Slavin found his offensive touch during the offseason, but he's been off to an incredible start this year with 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in 6 games. He's hit 12 plus DraftKings points in every single one of those games. Those numbers are likely not sustainable considering his role, but being that he's still so cheap here, I'm willing to ride the hot hand. A guy who plays around 20 minutes per game, doesn't get any time on the power play, but will play big minutes on the penalty kill. And then I'm willing to go back to the well here with Luke Hughes, priced in the low 3K range for the New Jersey Devils. I understand he's kind of gotten off to a slow start this season, but there's too much opportunity considering the price here to ignore him. He actually found the score sheet last game. You do like to see that, where he scored a goal, and there's going to be plenty more of where that came from. A guy who's playing around 17 to 20 minutes per game, and he's playing up on that Devils number 1 power play, which is loaded with talent. So again, considering the price here, and the upside he has playing on that number 1 power play, it really is too hard to ignore him. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you guys. First being UC Saros of the Nashville Predators, priced at $7,800 in a matchup at home against the Vancouver Canucks. Saros has been a little up and down this year. He's 3-3-0 to start the season with a save percentage of .916 and a goals allowed average of 2.49. He has, however, allowed just 2 goals here in his last 2 starts, where he's had save percentages of .969 and .958. You really like to see that. And it has been a small sample size. That's where we're at in the NHL season, but he has been much better at home here to start the season versus on the road. And then a cheaper goaltender that I like here tonight is Ilya Sorokin of the New York Islanders, priced at $7,300 in a matchup at home against the Colorado Avalanche. I believe that Sorokin is one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, maybe top 3 for sure, top 5 in my opinion. He was great last year, and he's 2-0-1 to start this season. I think these numbers will improve, but by no means have they been bad. A save percentage of .914 and a goals allowed average of 2.31. And yes, I'm well aware this is a tough matchup here against the Colorado Avalanche, a team that has been great to start the season, but that's also part of the reason I like this play here considering the price, because the Avalanche love to shoot the puck. They're averaging 37 shots on net per game so far this season, the second most in the NHL. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got here tonight is Wyatt Johnston of the Dallas Stars, priced at $3,800, a guy who plays on the second line in number 2 power play for this team. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points to start the season, averaging 12.5 DraftKings points per game. A bit of an outlier there. He did have 31 DraftKings points last game, but that shows you the upside that he has at this price as well. The next guy I got here then is Tanner Pearson of the Montreal Canadiens, who's been off to a hot start with his new team and kind of on limited ice time. He's only playing around 13 minutes per game, but he's racked up 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in those 5 games, hitting 10 plus DraftKings points in 3 of 5, and actually came off a game last night where he scored a goal, had an assist, 6 shots on net, and put up 27 DraftKings points. And then I got Paul Cotter there of the Vegas Golden Knights, who's offering some really nice value in my opinion at this price here at $2,700, considering the role he has on this team. He's currently playing up on that second line with Chandler Stevenson and Mark Stone, while also getting time on that number 2 power play. Ever since being promoted to that second line, he's racked up 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points in his last 5 games, and I like the matchup at home here tonight for Vegas in general against the Philadelphia Flyers. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 13-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.